Okay, I want you to start by going to the Start menu, All Programs, go to Accessories, and come down to Notepad. Okay, once that opens up, you're going to start your HTML code by telling this document that this is HTML. So you're going to have the caret, HTML, and the caret. Then you want to start with a heading and title. So you're going to type head for heading and caret title. And caret. The title shows up on your tab when you're looking at the page. So I'm going to write author page, and I'm going to come down and end that title. This is the end. And then I'm going to end the heading. Again, this is the end. Oops. And then finally, I need to end the HTML. Okay, that's the very beginning of our page. What I need to do now is go to File, Save As. I'm going to name this AZ Author Page. And I'll actually call it Author Page 2 because I had one earlier. And it's very important that I don't save this just as a text. You can leave that there, but you need to type in .html and then hit Save. Okay, let's take a look at it. Should be on my desktop now. I believe this is Author Page 2. When I click on it, you're not going to see anything on my page, but you will see that I've named the tab. So up here at the top, if you notice, it comes up as Author Page, and the page is blank so far because we haven't gotten that far. Okay, so we're on the right start. Okay, I have that saved on my desktop, so I'm going to right click on it, and I'm going to say Open with Notepad. And when I open it up, this is what we have so far. And the next thing that we want to do is add a few more things to our page. So what else we need to add to our page is we're going to come down here after the heading and add a background color. So what I want you to do is type body, BG for background, color, and that's all caps, equals, and you pick a background color. So I'm going to pick blue. And your caret. And then some other things that we're going to do is also to type some stuff into the body. Okay, so I might type, again, author page because I want it to show up on my page and not just on the tab. So author page, and then I'm going to end that body. And end the HTML, remember, well, we already have that from before. So go ahead and do File, Save As, or just File, Save. And again, it's going to be .html if you did Save As. Hit Save, and then take a look at what it looks like so far. Yeah, I do want to replace it. Okay, let's take a look at it. Here it is. Alright, so far what I have is a blue background. I have author page, and you can see author page is written up here in my tab. So I'm doing well so. Okay, so I've gone ahead and opened this back up. Remember, you can right click on it and say Open With. And the next thing that I'm going to do is come back into the body, and there's other things that I can do to the body of this text. For example, if you want to center something, the code for that is div-align. Okay, and you can choose to do center. You can also choose to do left. That means it's going to be aligned to the left-hand side of the page, or you can do right, which is the right-hand side of the page. I'm going to choose center because I want this centered right now, but know that you can do any of those. And that caret, and you can type what you want. I'm going to call this Alicia's page. Okay, and then you just need to end that tag. So there we go. That's the end. And also, some other things that I can do is to make this, to make things on my page bold. So the code for bold is just B inside the carets. So I might say something like, my favorite part about creating my website was, and of course you would fill in more information. And I can end that bold by just using that end sign. Instead, I might try to do something in italics. So I'm going to do caret I for italics. And I might say something I am most proud of course I'd put in more information and end that italics. And that is, here's the end sign, I, and there we go. Whoops, I think I did something wrong there. Okay. And then I can also underline it. So that would be you in a caret. And I might say thank you for viewing my author page. Again, it's up to you what you want to put on your author page, so I am not going to tell you what to write. We need to end that, of course, so end it with a U, and we should, of course, have our end, underneath is the end body and end HTML. So if I go File, Save Now, and I take a look at this, let's take a look, it's right there. Click on it. Close that first. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I have author page on the tab, Alicia's page, and some information so far. So we're getting somewhere. Okay, one last thing that I might want to do is to add an image to this, and I'm going to again do that in the body before the end body tag. I'm going to first make sure that I line it up. Maybe you're going to want to put it in the center. I'm going to align mine to the left. So div align, remember this, equals, I'm putting it in quotations left, and then end that with a caret. And then I'm going to put a new caret, img for image source, and equal sign. Okay, luckily I've already found a picture online, and I'm going to show that to you right here. You can also link to files, and I'll show you that later, but this is a picture that I found on Google Images. I'm going to right click and copy it, and then I'm going to come back to this and make sure that I put in a quotation mark, and then I'm going to paste it in. Okay, I need to go ahead and end that quote, and that div tag, and then I also need to, caret, I also need to end the div here. Okay, and then I'm going to go File, Save, and take a look at this. Here it is. And hang on a sec, it's opening. There we go. So now that picture's on my page. Okay, I am going to now just show you, right now I've played around with the code a little bit that I just showed you to try and set my page up differently. You can't see the picture because it's on the server, which I don't have access to right now. So let's take a look at the code that I've been playing around with. Some things that I wanted to show you how you can change your code is to take all of those little pieces that we've learned so far. Sorry, you can't see that. Let me bring it down. Okay, so we want to take all the pieces we've learned so far and to put them together. You can see the way to link to a file is just to do image source file equals, and then you follow the whole path. So this is the W drive, students, technology, 5th grade Explorer, web pages, Alicia, and that links me to the file. But of course, I would have to be opening this from the teacher web pages folder for me to be able to see it on my internet page. Okay, so that's one way that you can do it, and also how you can set your page up a little bit differently so that it looks more how you want it to look. So those are just a few ways to try and make your page in HTML. Good luck.